In this video, I'm going to show you how to do your ads creative testing, or at least how I'm doing it with all of my clients. We are going to see together why it's super important to keep testing new creatives every single week. I know it's a very annoying thing to say, but it's a must, and I'm going to tell you why. Second, we are going to see how to do this testing within your ad account, or simply where to put the new ads in which campaigns and how to structure your campaigns and things like that. Then we are going to see how to analyze your results so you will be able to compare between your ads and see which one is performing better and why. And finally, I'm going to give you some tips of how you can keep creating new ads, new videos, new static images, and so on in the easiest and, let's say, most affordable way possible. So let's get started. We will start by talking about why it's super important to always keep testing new creatives every single week. It's one of the most annoying things to say and to do, but it's a must because creatives get fatigue and people start getting bored of them and they stop performing over time. Even the most amazing ad, if you run it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, at a certain point, the ad will stop performing and your cost of acquisition will start to increase more and more because so many people have already seen it and it's not anymore something new or something excited to them. That's why testing new creatives is always a must. But not only that, by testing new creatives, you get to know your audience best by knowing what they like the most. Testing creatives is your area or your field to get more familiar with the type of problems or feelings or challenges your potential customers have and to position your product or your products as solutions for their problems or as things that can improve their lives. Also, there is something very important that you must know. The difference in performance between one ad and another ad can be huge. Some ads can bring you sales. I've seen ads bringing me sales with a cost of acquisition as low as, for example, $20, where for the same product, other ads were getting me sales for a cost of acquisition of $40, $50, $60, $100. The ad itself dedicates a lot how much of money you are paying for each sale. A good winning ad can bring you a very acceptable cost of acquisition. So you must always be searching for winning ads, and you can't find them unless you keep testing and testing. Now that you know why it's important to keep testing new creatives every single week, let's talk about how you should be doing your testing in your ads manager. If you have a limited budget or if you are starting out, most probably, and if you are following my tips, most probably you have only one campaign that's running and it is your Advantage Plus campaign with the sales objective for sure. If this is the case and you have only one campaign, I recommend you to test all of your new creatives within this campaign, unless in this campaign there is a very big winning ad. Why? Because if you already have a very big winning ad within your Advantage Plus campaign, Facebook is not going to give you new creatives any chances because simply Facebook is not going to spend on them. Facebook will continue spending on this winning ad until it stops performing well. So in case you have an Advantage Plus campaign with a very good ad, with a lot of purchases, with a lot of budget, don't even try to test your new ads in there. In this case, you need to create another testing campaign. It could be an Advantage Plus campaign or a normal campaign with ad sets. In some cases, I like to have a normal campaign with ad sets, and I will tell you why now. In case you sell products in different categories or you can advertise your product from different angles, ad sets can be beneficial for you. So let's say, for example, you want to try to sell your product as a gift. So you would have one ad set with all the ads within this ad set dedicated to the gifts angle. And for the same product, for example, you want to test the mom angle because it works well for moms. So you can have one ad set with all the creatives in there dedicated for moms. In this case, ad sets could be very beneficial. Now, assuming you have an Advantage Plus campaign, but you don't have any winning ad, which is totally fine, like your ads are all equal, Facebook is spending on them equally, you can directly test your new ads within your Advantage Plus campaign. Just put them in there, let them run for a few days, some weeks, and analyze the results based on this and decide what's working and what's not working. And this is actually the third thing we are going to talk about. So now you have your ads within your Advantage Plus campaign or within your testing campaign, and you need to start analyzing their performance. But before doing this, I need to tell you something. We didn't discuss, or we didn't talk actually, about the type or formats of ads that you should be testing. I know that everyone out there, even me, used to recommend all the time to test videos. And yes, videos are still the most engaging type of ads. But I also recommend you to test static images and carousels. Mostly static images. They perform very well, they have a lower cost of acquisition, and they are super easy to make. If you want to know more about which formats I recommend and what type of ads are performing best now, I highly recommend you to check this video on my YouTube channel. Now getting back to our topic, you have your ads ready and you've run them for a week or so and you want to start analyzing the results. And here you need to take good care of which metrics you need to look at in order to judge your ads. Before moving forward with our topic, and if you are liking this video, don't forget to smash the like button, to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell, because in this way you will get notified each time I publish a new video. When we are doing creative testing, what we are basically doing is to compare between your new ads or your new ads versus your old ads. I like to compare the new ads by themselves to see the difference in performance. And the first thing I look at is the cost of acquisition, because to me this is the most important thing. What I care about when it comes to judging an ad is that the ad should be making me sales and it should be making me sales at an acceptable cost. So the first thing I look at is the cost of acquisition. I compare this and see which ad is performing best in terms of cost of acquisition. After doing this and after filtering the ones that actually brought me sales with acceptable cost of acquisition, I move to the next step, and it is looking at the ad's performance in terms of engagement. So if we are talking about videos, I look at the hook rate. So how much people were hooked at the beginning of this video? Were the first 3 seconds good enough for them to continue watching? And here where comparing between your ads becomes super important, because in order to be able to judge which hook is the best performing one, you need to compare it with something else. So I look at my new ads and I look at the hook rate. And for sure, the one with the highest hook rate is the one that's performed the better in terms of grabbing my customers' attention. The second thing I look at after the hook rate is the engagement rate. Well, yes, my ad was able to stop people from scrolling, they are watching the video, but did it keep them watching until the end? And in here again, I compare between my new videos. The one with the highest engagement rate is the one that performed the better. And third, I look at the click-through rate, because at the end, I'm running ads in order to move people from Facebook and Instagram toward my website. So how many people clicked on the link after watching this video is a very important metric. So I look at 3 metrics: hook rate, engagement rate, and click-through rate. And the higher those metrics are, the better your ad is. And before rushing now to your ads manager to check your ads hook rate and engagement rate, I must tell you that these metrics don't exist within Facebook Ads Manager. You need to add them. And if you want to know more about how to add them, you can check this video on my YouTube channel, where I talk about all the important metrics and how to add your own metrics to Facebook. Now getting back to our testing. So with these metrics, we were able to analyze our videos. When it comes to static ads, it's a little bit easier, because mostly you would be looking at 2 metrics: the cost of acquisition and the click-through rate, and that's it. While analyzing my ads performance and after looking at the videos apart and the images apart, the next thing I do is to analyze them together. I need to know which format is bringing me the best results. So I look at the cost of acquisition. Again, this is the most important factor for me. And I compare images versus videos based on the cost of acquisition. It's always easier to double down on static images when you are doing your creative testing, because they are easier to make and you can test different angles and headlines and maybe benefits of your products using these images. Okay, so if you are starting out, I highly recommend you to use images a lot, test different angles, different ways of how to advertise the product, try even different problem hook or different, let's say, solution hooks, try negative things, positive things, and see what works best for your business and for your products. Then turn these out into videos. Once you've finished analyzing your creative, your next step is to turn these conclusions into actions. So you've compared your videos and you know which hook performed the best, which body or video body performed the best in terms of engagement, and which call to action at the end performed the best. Your job now is to combine all of these winning parts in new ads, in new videos, and test these new videos within your ad account. Same for the images. So you've noticed that this image performed best than this one. Try to iterate based on what you have discovered. So if, for example, you are testing different headlines and one headline that's focusing, for example, on the anxiety problem is the one that's performing the best, so double down on this angle more. Try to sell your product from this angle more, because obviously this is the angle that's working best with your products. I'm gonna give you an example. One of my clients, he sells supplement for dogs. We have tried, for example, to test ads with a prevention angle and other ads with a problem solution angle. And we have noticed that the prevention angle is not actually working at all. Everyone is engaging with a problem solution angle way better. So we switched totally to this angle. And this is the type of conclusions your testing should help you reach. As I said at the beginning of this video, testing creative is something that you should be doing weekly. It's something that you should be doing non-stop. So how are you going to be always able to create new images and new videos and so on? Simply, you need to have a system. When it comes to videos, and because AI is not yet that powerful in terms of creating UGC content, you must be working with content creators, or you can be your own brand content creator and create videos for your brand. This is one of the best options if you don't have time, and for sure you won't like to switch faces within the videos, which is something super important. You need to hire content creators, and you can find a lot of them on Upwork. What I recommend you to do is to post a job, work with some, see the best ones, and continue working with them in the future. Now, this is when it comes to the video, but when it comes to image ads, there are so many easy options to work with. First, you can always use Canva, and this is one of the options that you can go with. Second, you can use AI. And now with the recent updates with ChatGPT, you can create image ads within seconds. You just need to decide which angles you want to focus on, which benefits, what type of ads you want to run, and you feed them to ChatGPT and you can create your image ads very easily. One final thing I want to mention in here, that when it comes to ads and creating ads consistently, one of the smartest things that you can ever do is to actually recycle your old ads. In most cases, when you start working with content creators, you will have a lot of video content. So what you can do is to take parts of your different videos and recycle those parts into new ads and new videos. In this case, you will have more ads to test without paying more. You can even hire someone to do a voiceover or do the voiceover yourself. You can in this way test different scripts by simply putting the voiceover over clips that you have, let's say, collected from content creators over time. So this is everything you need to know when it comes to creative testing for your business. If you want to know more about the different ads formats and which one performs the best, I highly recommend you to check this video next on my YouTube channel.